Good evening. So today onwards we are starting the evening version of the Bhagavad Gita also. So we will be in this week having 4 Bhagavad Gita satsangs and 4 Uddhav Gita satsangs. You can follow the timelines as written in the KrsnaKnows page. You can see that. So we are continuing with the Srimad Bhagavad Gita Chapter 9. The last time we had finished at verse 8, so this time we are going to start with verse 9. So Srimad Bhagavad Gita Chapter 9, verse 9. Arjuna, those actions, however, do not bind me. Unattached as I am to such actions, myself standing apart as it were. So Krishna is explaining to his very closest disciple, Arjuna, that though I have explained to you about these 2 Brahmas, one is the Nirgun Brahma and one is the Sagun. Sagun is a different one. So the Nirgun Brahma, which has come from me, and then I am the Supreme Person in the second divine unmanifest. I am also the abode there. So this explanation which is given in the last chapter as well as in the beginning over here, which tells us about this sovereign secret. This chapter itself is called the sovereign secret. About the Nirgun Brahma and the Sagun form of mind. Though all this has come from me alone, yet I am not in that, which you have understood. Plus, there are so many creatures formed beyond this Nirgun Brahma. There is a creative energy over there which creates this whole host of beings, the universes that flow out of it, the rivers, valleys, you name it, everything that you can think of, the suns, the moons, everything. It flows from this energy of mind, which is a very divine energy. And that energy is called Maya. She is the mother of everything. Call her Mother Nature also. She created the gods also. The gods that we were speaking about is Brahma, Vishnu and so on and so forth. So all these gods who are there to look after this world are also created by this divine aspect of mind, and yet I am not in it. In this verse he is explaining that I am not even attached to anything. See, normally when in the material world we are all attached to something or the other. We are attached to the body. We care so much for the body in the first place. We believe we are human beings and that we have certain things to do. We have food to eat, we have air to breathe, we have to live in this world in a particular manner, eat, drink and do all kinds of things. And then we are born by some parents in this world. And then we are getting married to some people. We are creating relationships in this world. And there is a whole load of people attached to us and we are attached to all of them. There are friends, relatives or bosses in the companies and wherever you are working. There are people who come and service us, like those who give milk and those who give the newspapers. Everybody is a part of our world, we think. We have a house which we believe is our own. Then we have our vehicles, the pets that we have. The plants that we keep, the land that we own, the money that is there around, everything is mine, 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 mine and mine. So this ownership is there for everything. Think about it. Human beings do not get out of this ownership issue at all. And that is why they have attachments to everything. They are attached to literally everything in the world. Though they may say, I am a detached person. But who says you are detached? Right from your body to everything in this world you are attached. Krishna, who is the creator of this entire creation, says these words, these actions do not bind me. When actions in this material world are binding because they form karmic loops in our world. Karmic actions, all actions terminate into karma. I am sure you know that. We have done the entire chapter on karma yoga. And in Krishna's case, none of these actions binds him. So tomorrow if you say that Krishna was born on this earth, he had a mother and a father. And then he was shifted to another place where he had his foster parents. There were so many gopis over there. A principal gopi called Radha, Radharani was there. So many friends of his. He had his brother, Balram. And then he was shifted to Mathura, where he killed his uncle and gave the kingdom to his grandfather. And later on in his life, he did so many things. He married 16,108 wives. Then he had a plethora of children. Every wife is supposed to have had 8 children, by the way. So you can just imagine. And then there were grandchildren. There were principal 8 wives. So many people to house somewhere. So from Mathura he went to Dwarka. In the interlude in between there was this great war called the Mahabharata. Plus there were lots of other small skirmishes that are there. He had to kill Shishupal and so on and so forth. There are so many things. And then on top of it all, having so many children, having so many wives, having so many relatives. Because every wife will have a relative, isn't it? Her parents, their parents will be there. But yet, in all this, he was not attached to a single person. Not a single place. A single being. This is what he is saying. I am unattached as I am to such actions. All these actions that you think I have committed, I am not attached to any of them. Because I am standing apart from them. My mind is not there to get attached to anything in this world. And that is the reason why I am not attached to anything. If I am attached to a single object, I will get into a karmic action with that. We are doing this in multiple books where it is said that because our mind and body is attached to some object, the Jivatma also gets attached to that body. And then it carries with it this mind, this subtle body of ours from one lifetime to another, to another, to another, to another, and to another. So many thousands of lives we have to take because of attachment. So this kind of attachment should not be there with anybody. Krishna is giving a very beautiful example. Today in the morning while doing satsang, I also gave a similar example relating to the material world. Suppose you have a set of relatives related to your body. Maybe your sons, daughters, children, grandchildren, parents, or whoever they might be. How do you live with these people? You are to live with them just like the non-stick ware. You know the non-stick? We have the tawas and all that. Exactly like that. You have to stay in this world like a non-stick. You are that non-stick layer. Whatever falls on that layer doesn't stick. So if you pour even a liquid on top of it, that liquid will not stick to the vessel, correct? So you have to become exactly like this non-stick layer. You don't have to get attached to whatever is getting cooked in it, isn't it? So in your body, if you are creating children, if you are a woman or a man, whoever, and you want to give birth to children, it is like making an omelette, in this non-stick cookware. The non-stick cookware is not supposed to get attached to the omelette. So please don't get attached to anything. But then I said, there is one place where the attachment is. If you are that non-stick coating, you have to get attached to the pan. Right? If you are the non-stick coating, get attached to the pan. Who is the pan? The pan is this God Almighty, Krishna Himself. Krishna is the vessel. You are the non-stick coating. And every other thing that you cook in it is your relatives, friends, which you should never get attached to. This is exactly the verse where Krishna says, I am unattached to anything, any activity that happens also in this world. I am not responsible even for the creation of this world. No. Don't you ever say that you are holding me responsible. Because you really don't know me. Today's topic is, you don't know me. It's a very interesting topic. So first remember this. I am Krishna who is not attached to anybody in this world. There is complete detachment from everything and everybody. Even if I create this universe, I am not attached to anything. Neither am I attached to my powers. One day, there was a big fight. Maya is the potency of Krishna. Maya says to Krishna, you don't know my power. I bring the whole world to the knees. I will show you. Because you say that you are not attached to me. But I want to be attached to you, and yet you are telling me that I should not be attached to you? I will bring you down. Maya said these words. Krishna looked at her and said, of course you can try whatever you wish to. Maya tried all the wiles that she had. Everything in this world that she owned, all the power that was there to bring Krishna down. But who can bring Krishna down? No one. He is the creator and the sustainer as well as the destroyer of everything in the form of Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. He is the one who created this potency called Maya also. So how can Maya challenge him? So Maya was brought to her knees completely. The ego was destroyed. You cannot take any kind of, they say in Hindi, panga, with Krishna. Many a times, people have challenged him and they have said, just let me get that little power of yours. I will show you what I can do in this world. Krishna is without any power. He just says, I am not here with any power. We are going to do that. So let us move ahead. Nobody can challenge him, nor even his Maya. So, he is completely detached. And that is why no karma accrues to him. We are doing the Srimad Bhagavad Gita Chapter 9, verse 10 now. Arjuna, under my aegis, nature brings forth the whole creation, consisting of both sentient and insentient beings. It is due to this cause that the wheel of samsara is going around. It is not that Krishna brings these whole creatures and the worlds into being. He doesn't bring anything. It is his Maya. It is his nature, the mother nature that is there. She brings everything under her own creation, under my aegis. That means I have created this Maya. Maya is just a potency. Can you say that the water has potency? You can't say water has potency till it falls down on the turbines and creates electricity. Isn't it? Water by itself may have no potency. You can just put the water in front of you. It looks like a very simple thing. A bottle of water doesn't make any sense to you except for drinking purposes, or using it to cook vegetables or make your food or whatever. But water by itself, it's like a neutral thing, isn't it? But it has so much of power in it. Have you not seen what has happened in places in India and abroad? A place where for the last 10 years the temperatures have not even been lower at all. In Texas, it snowed. The whole town, the whole city, the whole of that state was inundated by ice. Snow and ice. There was no power. Imagine that. All the big companies are shifting to this place called Austin, Texas. A lot of Indians are there, by the way. They have massive places, companies, but all these places were going without electricity because the whole town was flooded with water, ice, snow. Nobody could get out. They were not used to it. They did not have cold, clothes for wearing during that cold season also. Here in India, a landslide happened. The river started flowing, and then the villages got washed away. So how do you know what is the potency of the water? Just by looking at the water, you can't make out. Krishna is exactly like that. Just by looking at Krishna, you can't make out that he has some potency in him. It's the potency is so hidden. He has created this whole universe. And in this universe, his potency has got it done, not him. So under my aegis, nature brings forth the whole creation. I don't bring forth. I am not involved in the action at all. The nature, Mother Nature, she creates this whole thing. She creates these whole universes. Everything, from the air to the fire to literally everything is created by her, consisting of both sentient and insentient beings. There are birds, animals, human beings, demons, rakshasas, ghosts, you name it. All kinds of creatures. Creatures like, see, the dinosaurs or whatever else that you can think of. Huge creatures. Small, tiny creatures. Insects. Everything is created by this Mother Nature. All kinds. There is even a stone that is created, mountains are created, rivers are created, valleys are created, the sun is created, the moon is created, everything got created. It is due to this cause that the wheels of samsara is going round. This is the cause, the reason why this whole cycle of birth and death is going on. The cycle of samsara goes on. Got it? So Krishna is saying, I am not involved in it. It is my nature which makes it. My nature doesn't mean me. Got it? So he is personally not taking charge of anything. He doesn't say, I created this, I did this, I did this, I did this. When he doesn't take any credit for anything, there is no karma accruing to him at all. He himself is the one who created the karma. The concept of karma was designed by Krishna himself. And this entire whole universe, how it has to be, is based on a framework which he created. And everything is based on the framework itself. And yet he says, I am not involved in the process. So the powers that are there, they make this happen. Got it? So we move to the next verse. We are doing chapter 9, verse 11. Not knowing my supreme nature, fools deride me, the overlord of the entire creation, who has assumed this human form. That is to say, they take me, who has appeared in human form, through my yoga maya for deliverance of the world as an ordinary mortal. They look at me. The whole world looks at me as some ordinary person. Oh, he is a human being, They look at this form and they think that they are talking to some person, not realizing who this person is. The secret of it all is not known to anybody. Think about it. His own parents, his foster parents, his friends, his relatives, Adishesh, who is born as Balram, his gopis, none of them, all his wives, his children, the entire kingdom of Mathura and Dwarka, everywhere, including his friends like Sudama, Arjuna, Uddhava. Nobody knows who he is. They look upon him as some ordinary mortal. Not knowing my supreme nature, fools deride me. They call me whatever name they feel like. Krishna's skin is black in color, dark skin. So they will call him Kalya, black fellow. He is bent in multiple places. So they call him Tribhanga. 3 places he is like the S. You know how an S is written? He is like that. They say he runs after women. They deride me. They say I run after women. So many gopis, no? And then so many wives. Oh, he has got so many wives, you know. They talk in a very derogatory language. He says, I am the overlord of this creation. I am the person who has created this whole blessed thing. Just by my fancy. There is a nature of mine, Mother Nature. She just creates these objects and keeps them. It is my own nature. But I am not involved in that, and yet nobody knows me. And everybody derides me. They call me whatever they feel like. Because I have assumed a human form. Now this is a very known fact. Krishna assumes human forms. It is not the 10 forms that we are talking about. No, we are not talking about the 10 forms of Vishnu. No. Krishna. We are talking about the supreme divine consciousness called Krishna. This Krishna, whom we are talking about, he assumes an average looking person's form. He looks literally like any person on this planet Earth. Krishna doesn't exude anything spectacular in his life. Please know this. He will look like absolutely an ordinary mortal. He says, that is to say, they take me who has appeared in human form through my Yoga Maya. I use my own Yoga Maya, my own power potency. I use my own power potency to create this illusion in the minds of everybody. That look at me, I am such an ordinary person. Just look at me. I eat and drink like such a simple human being. I feel sad and I make faces. I feel hurt when somebody says something to me. Got it? Don't go by this appearance. You should never go by Krishna's appearance, because he is going to assume that form like a very ordinary person. Bechara, lachara, what to do? Look at him. And he comes in every time. He says, I take this form with the help of my Yoga Maya for the deliverance of the world. As an ordinary mortal. I take this form as an ordinary mortal so that I can deliver this world. Now this deliverance of this world is a strange issue. People normally think the deliverance of this world has to be done from the evil forces. The idea that there is evil and there is good in this world is a worldly creation. Just now only did I not tell you that all this thing has come from me alone. It's my own nature. I am the writer, director, producer, you name it, everything I am, including the one who plays the part. And this is the nature of mind. This is absolutely the ordinary human nature. But it is invisible to the world. Nobody knows this. I take this form as an ordinary mortal, so that I can deliver this world from the evil. What is this evil? I will be telling you in the future, not right now. Because you can have your own concept of evil. Somebody who is doing wrong in this world is supposed to be evil, they say. If there is a concept of the right and the wrong, it is only in your mind. Right? You have the concept of the right and the wrong. Every individual thinks that they are right and somebody else is wrong. It is their concept. Who said it is right and who said it is wrong? If two people are fighting for a territory, a property, a land, both will have their own ways of putting it across to the world. One person will say this belongs to me. Another person will say it belongs to me. Everybody will prove by historical data. See, I am telling you this. The country called Pakistan, Afghanistan, Bangladesh, all these countries, they were a part of the Indian subcontinent. Bharatvarsh they called it. Now try to understand from Pakistan's point of view or Bangladesh's point of view. What are they going to say? Do you think this is India? This is not Bharatvarsh, this is Pakistan, they will say. And the Bangladeshis will say this is Bangladesh. But Bangladesh came into existence only in 1971, sir. Likewise, Pakistan came into existence only in 1947. In the same way, there were Britishers over here. They had conquered whole of India. Prior to them, they were somebody else. Prior to them, they were somebody else also. They were the Mughals over here. Mughals said, we conquered India. Huh? The Mongols came over here through Turkey. They said, we captured India. The Portuguese came, the Dutch came, the French came, the Britishers came. Everybody is coming. Today China is saying this is our land. Now, do you see this whole idea? So who is right and who is wrong? It's a concept in everybody's mind. There is no way of knowing the truth. You are right from your perspective. You see, there are various religions in this world. Hinduism, Christianity, Islam, and so on and so forth. Everybody is right from their perspective. If you ask the other person, they will say that other person is wrong. Now coming back to Krishna. Krishna says these words. He says, I am the one who has created this whole thing. What right and what wrong are you talking about? When I appear in this world, I appear in this world for deliverance. Deliverance from evil. Now this is evil, this is a very strange word. Like I said, I will explain to you sometime in the future, not today. But we are continuing with the journey of why people call him names. Why they look at Krishna as some ordinary mortal. So let us move to the next verse and see what happens. So we are doing Srimad Bhagavad Gita Chapter 9, verse 12. Those bewildered persons with vain hopes, futile actions and fruitless knowledge have adopted a fiendish, demonical and delusive nature. These bewildered persons who do not actually know me, they're totally bewildered by my Maya. My Yoga Maya has put a big hex on them. She doesn't allow anybody to see through. She doesn't allow anybody to see through me at all. She creates this entire illusory world of theirs. And these bewildered people, these people, poor fellows who are totally disillusioned, they don't understand the whole creation at all because they are attached to everything. These disillusioned people who have got vain hopes. Do you know what vain hopes are there? Every human being has a hope that tomorrow there is going to be a much better place. I will have happiness tomorrow. All the sadness will be gone. This world will be rid of all the bad people in this world. I mean, this is what they think. Till today, nobody has been able to rid this world of bad people. Sorry. Who told you that is the way? Now I will tell you. The idea that this world is going to be rid of all the bad people is only your dream, pipe dream. There is nobody in this world who can rid this world of the so-called bad people. They are very much required. If you kill one dictator, another one will come in his place. And this person may be more smarter than the first one. So what makes you think that you can come up with solutions? You try to come up with solution, an impenetrable kind of a place. Sir, somebody is going to penetrate that. You create a world where you think nobody can touch me. What makes you think that I can't touch you? With the power of the Yoga Maya, with a snap of the finger, everything can be brought to ruins. There are countries which believe that they have they have a shield, they have a weapon, they have weapons in outer space, they have this, they have that. Everybody, they think no end of themselves. Just by a whiff, like this. Just if I blow, the whole place can get destroyed. And you think evil has no place in this world? Who has told you? Do you think this evil is going to get destroyed? This is your misconception. So these bewildered persons with vain hopes, they have got vain hopes, thinking that the whole world is going to be a very beautiful place, a utopia. Well, they tried to build utopia in the past also. The Garden of Babylon, Atlantis. So many times. You can go and build whatever you want to. You can have colonies on Mars also. Doesn't matter. Even Mars is owned by me. You should not try to think that I can't reach Mars. So Krishna is saying this is the bewildered people. They have vain hopes. They do futile actions. They just keep on doing actions thinking that, by doing this I will earn that much. By doing that I will become such a rich man. Go back in time, just a few years back. And nobody thought that these countries which are becoming richer and richer and richer cannot be brought down to their knees. There is a great place called London. In London, the Queen stays. The Queen said, I rule the entire world. The sun never sets on the British Empire. That's what she said. I'm not talking about the current Queen. There is another Queen also, prior to her. Queen Victoria. The sun never sets on the British Empire. The British Empire is only so much now. Got it? She said those words. What happened? Nothing happened. So now the sun is set completely on the British Empire. There was another country which said we will conquer the world. A tiny nation. A dictator was there. He said, I will wage war against everybody. I will have everybody brought under my own rule. He had a small moustache like this. What happened to him? Completely brought down to the lees. Isn't it? A great nation, capitalist nation, they said, the Americas. We can rule the world. The Big Apple, New York City, tall buildings. With one stroke, the city became half empty. Can you imagine that? The people who thought no end of themselves that we can rule the world, whether it is the British, the Germans, the Americans, or whoever, you can't rule the world. No. This is what is called fruitless actions. Futile actions and fruitless knowledge. Futile actions. These are futile actions. Now there is another country which is thinking that no end of itself. We are the greatest nation in the world. We have the entire technology. We have this. We control all the roadways, the airways, whereas we are building so much. They are building the whole universe. They are putting the, railway lines and this and that, and what all things they are doing. There are examples which they don't understand. Examples in front of their eyes. I gave just 3 examples. The Ottoman Empire, Genghis Khan. What are you talking about? Nobody can rule this world. Nobody. It is only a pipe dream. And that is why all these things are futile actions. Fruitless knowledge. People think, with the knowledge that I have, I can make the best bombs in the world. I can make this, I can make that. Well, they make laser weapons, they make all kinds of weapons, thinking that I will become a very, very powerful nation. You can have whatever you want to. It's a futile action, it's a fruitless action. This knowledge which is there, whatever you think, the great knowledge that you seem to have, I have the knowledge about the universe, I have knowledge about science, I have knowledge about this, I have knowledge about that. With one stroke, everything can be ruined. No knowledge will exist. There was a great university in this world. It had thousands and thousands of stuff by books written over there by scholars. It was called the Nalanda University. The Muslim rulers came and destroyed the whole thing. They burnt it down. What makes you think that you can stay? And that is why it is called, this is fruitless knowledge. All this knowledge in the world that you think you have is useless knowledge, worthless. They have adopted a fiendish, demonical and a delusive nature. These same people, they look upon me like some ordinary person. They look at me and say, look at this fellow, he has nothing in this world. Look at him. He is a useless fellow. They have adopted a fiendish, but demonical character. They think, I can destroy this person, I can do this to him, I can do that to him. And their nature is delusive. Maya is the illusion. And she is the one who can create all kinds of delusive things in the minds of all these great people, making them think that they are invincible. Is there anybody in this world who is invincible? It is only a delusion of yours, sir. There is nobody in this world who can be invincible. And this is the nature of Krishna. Krishna has created this very, very elusive Maya of his, who puts a veil in front of everybody's eyes, making them think that he is some ordinary person on this planet Earth who has taken birth as a human being. It is the Supreme Parabrahma who has taken a form and nobody recognizes him. Even if he creates miracles in this world, you know, when he was a young boy, he did so many miracles. He killed demons. He stood on top of the snake. He pulled down trees. He shook up this whole world. His own mother, when she made him open his mouth, she could see the whole universe in his mouth. And yet these are the same people who forget the moment they get out of that place. Nobody remembers. There are miracles happening every moment, but nobody is going to remember them because of the delusive power of Maya in this material world. The representation of Krishna is there. Creates this whole concoction of different things. Absolutely nobody has an idea. He makes them think that it is their own nature which made it happen. He makes them think they have adopted a fiendish, demonical and a delusive nature. They have vain hopes, futile actions and fruitless knowledge. With these three things, they believe that, oh, this happened to me on my own. Well, of course it happened to you on your own. Do you think Krishna is going to take credit for that? Did you not hear the verse where he says, I don't take credit for anything, because I am the only detached person in this world. I'm not attached to anything or anybody, including my own creation I am detached from. This is the truth. So we will move to the next verse. We are doing verse 13. We are doing chapter 9, verse 13. Now, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Chapter 9, verse 13. On the other hand, Arjuna, great souls who are imbued with this divine nature, knowing me as a prime source of all beings and the imperishable, eternal, worship me constantly with one-pointedness of the mind. These are my devotees. These are the great souls in this world. So when I come in this world, I come with my own people. These are my own. But I put a hex on them as well. They do not understand that they belong to my coterie. Nobody knows. They are still under illusion. And I never make them think that they are a part of my world. I never say anything to them. I let them believe whatever that comes to their mind. So, but there are these great souls who are imbued with the divine nature. They have the divine nature of mine. I have given them that divinity. The divinity of seeing through me. They look at me and they say, oh, that is you, Krishna. So only a few, select few. These are great souls. They have the divine nature, knowing me. They know me, that I am the primary source of all beings and the imperishable, eternal, they worship me constantly with one-pointedness of the mind. So what do these people do? They are called sages and saints. They are my gopis. They are the people from this second divine unmanifest, where I am the Supreme Person, and that is my supreme abode. So I get my team when I come down. I take this human form, isn't it? So Krishna says, I take this human form and I come with these people. Some of them know me very well. They know my nature, invincible nature. They know that I am the one who is the creator, destroyer, and I am the one who creates the creator also, by the way. They have the clarity in their world. They know very well that this imperishable world, the second divine unmanifest, is my place. I stay there. And these great souls, they have this divine nature which they know me as the prime source. They don't get lost in the world thinking that, oh, there is another creature, who creates this world. Very good. You are free to call whomsoever that you want. That is the deluded person. The deluded person has no clue. Because it is my Yoga Maya which covers everything up. The Yoga Maya which covers the whole universe up. In them there are very few people. I have given them the divine nature. They come from my place, the Golok Vrindavana. And I have given them that divine nature to see through this whole thing. They know I am the one who does everything. And what do? They constantly worship me. Krishna is telling Arjuna, there are very, very few of this kind in this world. They have been given that special divine eyes to see me, to know me in reality. So what do? They only pray to me. They worship me constantly. They take my name literally from morning to night. With one-pointedness of the mind. They are single-pointedly working towards me. They are doing entirely that japa, constant japa of my name. They worship me constantly. So there are these very, very few people who come with me. And they do this single-pointed devotion to me. To them, I reveal everything. Because they know my nature. So to them, they have the privilege. They have the privilege to know my nature. But what do? I put my Maya on top of their eyes also. They should not recognize me. See, you are not allowed to tell the world that this is Krishna. No, you can't say that. The ones who know Krishna will never reveal it to others. That is the supreme secret. Did I not tell you that at the beginning of this chapter, this is the divine sovereign secret which only a few are privileged. They are privy to this information. They only have the knowledge of this. So these people have been given this knowledge by my own potency. So what I do is, I bring these people and I tell them, see, do you want to come with me when I am going on my sojourn on this planet Earth? I am going to be an ordinary mortal, see? Nobody is going to recognize me. They will look upon me as some ordinary fellow. But you are the select few. Know me who I am. Now this was the case where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came on this planet Earth. He was an ordinary person. His skin was white in color. Nobody knew him. But there were few select devotees of his who knew who he was. The rest of the world was bewildered by his Maya. Nobody knew and understood who he was. Even today, nobody has any clue. Krishna comes like this, constantly he will keep on coming. And he comes with some of his people. But it is not necessary that they will know him. It's not important. The work is important. Do you remember the verse where he said, Krishna says these words too. What he says? I come in this world only for doing some job. So he says these words over here. I have appeared in this human form through my yoga maya for deliverance of this world as an ordinary mortal. I come to deliver this world as an absolutely ordinary mortal. I don't tell the world who I am, what I do, how I come. I will come like an ordinary person and I won't even tell anybody anything. I won't even reveal myself to anybody. Except these few who will worship me single-pointedly. Because they know who I am, they stay with me, they worship me. Stay doesn't mean physically they stay with him. Stay means they understand him and they worship him with single-pointedness of the mind. So we have come to the end of verse 13 from chapter 9. We will stop over here and we will continue from verse 14 onwards, which talks about the devotees. So thank you very much. Have a great evening. Take care and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.